Hello tennis guys and tennis ladies, and welcome to my channel. So first of all, thank you for your huge support I've received from my very first English video about tennis rackets, and it was the review of the new Yonex VCORE Pros that were launched recently, and I've got great feedback from you. Great comments, lots of likes, lots of love, which I appreciate greatly. And to be honest, I didn't expect that. And this is what drives me to continue in this tennis reviewing and comparing and the tennis stuff I love the most. And I've received lots of comments and lots of questions about the standard VCORE rackets and the VCORE Pros. How do they compare? Which racket is better and for whom? What to expect from standard VCORE and what to expect from a VCORE Pro? And I've got inspired by these questions, and I've created this template, this picture, where you can see VCORE 100 and VCORE Pro 100, both 2021 versions, in a comparison. So you can see them side by side. I've put there all the specifications that we need to understand the rackets, and even I've put there all the technologies that are implemented in each of these rackets. And I hope it will help you to understand how these rackets feel, how they play, and what tennis, or for what kind of tennis are these rackets suitable for. So guys, stay in this video. Stay tuned, we will continue really soon. So yeah, check this out. So I did prepare this picture of the two rackets I'm going to compare, and you can see there are the specifications and there are even the technologies on the sides. So I think it will help you to guide through your process when you are going to buy one of these rackets and you are not sure which one. I hope you like the design of this picture. I hope you like the background that is black and the yellow letters. If you don't like it, leave me a comment. How should it look like for the next video? Because I will use this template for my next tennis rackets comparison video. This is not the last one. It's the first one, but it's not the last one. There will be more tennis racket comparisons. So leave me a comment. Which racket do you want to compare with which racket? Okay, and I will do more of the VCOREs comparisons, and yeah, maybe next time other brand like Head, Babolat, Dunlop, and other frames, Technifibers, of course. And yeah, we will see how it goes. Wilsons, oh yeah, Wilsons too. So let's start with these two rackets. Let's start with the VCORE 100 2021 with an overview. So the racket was released somewhere in December 2020, or the first review, one of the first reviews by Tennis Warehouse was in 2020 in December, and then the racket launched in January 2021. So the racket is 1 year old. Okay. On the other hand, the VCORE Pro 100 2021 was released in October 2021, so recently, and this is how it goes. So the VCORE Pro launches always the last in the season or in the year. So this is how it is, how it goes. So now, for example, we are expecting the new E-zones. New E-zones will come out now in January or in February. I'm not sure, but I've seen some videos and some other stuff about the E-zones on the internet already. So yeah, it's there, and it will be also very interesting what the new E-zone will bring. So here are the specs. Let's start with the head size. So both rackets have similar head size, 645 square centimeters or 100 inch. Nothing special about that. The weight is the same. It's the unstrung weight, 300 gram. The balance, unstrung balance, is 320. And now we are coming to the point where are the differences. So maybe it will surprise you that the swing weight of the VCORE 100 is higher than on the VCORE Pro, but only about 3 points. So the difference is not that big. One more thing to add, these specifications are taken from Tennis Warehouse website. So yeah, they check the swing weight, and the Tennis Warehouse is doing it that they take a bunch of rackets, of the same rackets, let's say 5, I don't know exactly, but I've seen some comment about that. They are not measuring one racket swing weight, but they are measuring more of the same rackets, and then they make the number from all the measurements. So it is, let's say, accurate. Okay. So the swing weight for the VCORE Pro is 321. So 3 point difference is not that big, but it's interesting that standard VCORE that is suitable for let's say players who are not on the let's say on the highest, really highest elite level, have a higher swing weight. But the swing weight has actually something to do also with the beam width, and there is the difference, of course, as you can see. So we will talk about it later. So now let's go to the stiffness index and the flex, the stiffness flex. So how the racket is stiff and how the racket is flexible. So the VCORE 100 has 66 RA and the VCORE Pro 63 RA. So it's obvious which of the rackets is more flexible. So the VCORE Pro is more flexible, and that's why it has a thinner beam, and it has also something to do with the throw section, with the shaft section. So we will talk about it later. And the VCORE 100, on the other hand, is stiffer because the beam is thicker. And when the beam is thicker, then the beam is going to be mostly stiffer. It is how it is, how it works. So it's like you have this thick material. It is harder to flex him than this thick material. So it's logical. It's logical, but it is not always the case. It's not always the case because the stiffness is also very connected, or the main part of the racket that makes the racket flexible or stiffer is the throat. So what's interesting is that on the VCORE 100, as you can see, there are 24 millimeters on the head, on the upper part of the head. There are 25 millimeters on the sides of the head, and there are 22 millimeters in this section. So actually the throat, this lower part, is thinner than the lower part of the VCORE Pro. So all this translates into the fact, maybe you don't agree with that, but the VCORE is actually a more stable racket. A more stable racket and a more powerful racket. And it is how it works. So the thicker beam and the thinner part of the throat section makes the racket more powerful, but in the terms of easy power. Okay, so the easy power is there. On the other hand, the VCORE Pro with the lower RA is here more flexible, and this flex translates into more feel. So the feel which is required by the top players who have great technique, who can create the power by themselves, they require feel. So there is the main difference. So VCORE 100, more stable, more powerful, more easy power, and on the other hand, VCORE Pro is more flexible and more feel, but lower power, which you have to create by your body, by your technique, by your upper body. So there is the difference, the main difference that is maybe interesting for you. Now the string pattern, 16 by 19, nothing special about that. So great spin, great power. This is what we want from a racket for, well, let's say, major tennis audience that is interested in these type of rackets. If you want more precision, then you should go for a racket with 18 by 20 pattern. So yes, these don't have that. These are more spin friendly oriented string patterns with more power and more or easier power transition. The composition of both rackets is the same, so it's the HM graphite and the 2G and AMD graphite, the same technology. So we have the parameters. Now let's talk about the technologies. And as you can see, the VCORE 100 is leading in the technology segment. But does it mean it's a better racket? No, not at all. These technologies are there mostly to help the thicker beam go easier through the air. So we start with the isometric technology. This is the patented technology for the head shape, which is not an oval, but the shape has corners. What does it mean? Bigger sweet spot, so easier hitting experience, and it has been there from Yonex over 30 years now, and no other tennis company can actually do it like Yonex is doing it. So they had a huge advantage over other tennis rackets in the head shape. And lots of people who were playing with the 97 version or the 98 version or the 95 version, they're telling that the sweet spot is really massive, it's huge. So if you choose the VCORE 95, it plays probably like other racket from other tennis brand with head size of 97 or 98. If you play with the VCORE Pro 97, then it feels like you play with a racket with a 100-inch head size. So it really makes a huge difference, and many people confirm that. And that's why people like the Yonex rackets. So that's the main reason why people like Yonex rackets. Now, here we have some other technologies on the VCORE 100. So there is the aerofin, aerotrench. What does it mean? So on the frame, as you can see here, there are some special there is some special system. So it's there are like holes, not holes, but I don't know how to call it, but you know what I mean. So on the frame there is something to reduce the drag, reduce the swing. The swing helps to swing faster through the air, so the frame is more aerodynamic. So this system is there to help the thicker beam go better through the air. So on the other hand, the beam or the frame of the VCORE Pro is basic. Actually, it's a standard frame with no special systems on it. But who wants that actually? Who wants that? If you can play tennis, if you are really good, you don't need any kind of these aerofin, aerotrench technologies. So these technologies on the VCORE 100 are there also to help to sell the racket, let's say. So the racket looks interesting with these technologies, but maybe they can work, but who really cares? Because you can't really measure that if the aerofin or aerotrench is better for your swing. So you have to believe in it. If you believe in it, then it works. If you don't believe in the tech, then it doesn't work. It's simple. There's this liner tech. It has something to do with the grommets, with the strings, how they go through the frame in a different angle, so they enter the racket in a smaller angle, not in this angle, but in that angle, and that can help the racket to gain more feel, and it helps with the string tension also, that the string tension stays in the racket longer on the same level. So there are plenty of other rackets, VDM, which is common for all the rackets, also for the VCORE Pro, is the vibration dampening mesh in the grip, in the handle. So it helps the rackets to reduce the vibrations. Then there is the 3D Victor shaft, Nanometric XT. I believe these two technologies, the 3D Vector shaft and the Nanometric XT, they are not described even on the Yonex side, so I don't know exactly what they are, how they work. So then there is the FlexForce technology. The FlexForce technology is the same for both rackets, and it helps the rackets to flex better in the throat. And if you look at the throat, there is the biggest difference in these two rackets. The VCORE Pro has a longer throat. The throat is longer. What does it mean? So more flex, more feel. On the other hand, as you can see, the shaft, the throat of the VCORE is shorter, so the racket is more stiff, is more powerful. Yeah. Now there is the string sing grommets. Okay, once again something with the grommets and the supercussion grip. On the other hand, we have VCORE Pro with less technologies, or only with 5 technologies, but these are the groundbreaking technologies. These are the really important technologies that are in the frame. So nothing special on the frame, but in the frame, and that's important. So the FlexForce, I've been talking about that. I've talked about that previously. It helps the racket to flex better. And then there is the FlexCon system, which is connected to the FlexFuse. And this is some type of polymer that is injected into the graphite, which is in the racket, which helps, again, flex better. It helps to dampen the harsh vibration a little bit better, and that's something that is not in the VCORE 100. And that's also, so VCORE Pro has only 5 technologies, but these are the big technologies that are important. On the other hand, VCORE, standard VCORE, has 10 technologies, but let's say 5 of them are like, okay, we are there, but how they really improve your game, it's questionable. 1% of better spin, 2% of better spin, do you really care about that? Is it really that important to have it there? I'm not sure about that. So what I like more, I like the clean design of the VCORE Pro, which makes you feel that the racket is really solid, that the racket has no gimmicks, no fancy things on it that will magically make you a better player. No, it's a standard frame that looks great. Okay, so as you can see, the rackets are actually really different, as you can see from this comparison. And to sum it up, the standard, the red VCORE 100, is for a player who plays, who wants more power, for basically more power, who wants great stability, who wants great topspin, but who also wants the beam to help him actually create the power. That's why the beam is thicker. So the VCORE 100 is the more easy playing tennis racket that will do more for you. On the other hand, the VCORE Pro is a racket that it's prepared for you, but you have to do more to play with it. And if you have to do more, you have more opportunity to create your game. There is nothing that will create it for you. You have to create everything. And you have the extra feel with the more flexible frame. You have the extra feel with the thinner frame. And that's why the VCORE Pro 100 is a little bit more demanding, and it's more for the aggressive type of player who really plays hard and who swings hard and who maybe plays more flat shots, and who loves to play serve and volleys. And on the other hand, the VCORE 100 is more for a player who plays like everything, who tries to play everything, and who is not that aggressive. So yeah, VCORE Pro, more aggression, more feel, and even I think more precision, although they have both same head size. And the VCORE 100, more free power, great stability, great spin. That's the main differences. So I would put it like this: the VCORE Pro for advanced and expert players, and the VCORE 100 for, let's say, the advanced club players. But if you have the guts to try the VCORE Pro 100, then try it, because that's the ultimate experience for me. And yeah, we have there the 97 version. I will talk about it in the next comparison, but for me actually I would choose the VCORE Pro 100 from all the rackets, because the head size for me is great, 100 inch, and the racket is just perfect, and you have everything in control. So the winner for me is the VCORE Pro 100. So we are at the end of this comparison. I hope you liked it. It's Still, I have to say it's difficult for me to speak in English and to find the good words so you understand what am I talking about, and what I want to tell you, what is my message to you, and what is my advice for you. I hope you like that concept, and I will continue with it in other further future videos. So thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked that video. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button, of course you can. And I will see you in next video. Thanks for watching and enjoy tennis every time, every day. See ya, guys.